What kind of people's mindsets outright infuriate you? What's the best Christmas movie of all time? What's the defining moment of 2022? Death of Queen Elizabeth II. I forgot their queen died. My bad. Not really a moment per se, but I'm pretty sure an honest telling of 2022 is summed up in the below sentence. 2022 was the year that everything you suspected to be true was confirmed to be true. People agreeing with this with wildly different interpretations. I knew 2020 election was stolen. I knew Trump was working with the Russians. I knew the Hunter Biden thing is a huge scandal. I knew the Hunter Biden thing is overblown. Yeah, I'm sure you knew all of this. Hot dog fingers and everything everywhere all at once. Truly a cultural reset. Is that the right way of using it? Is that how I'm supposed to use it? The slap. Look, it was a G.I. Jane joke. On 12/20/2022, something big will happen. Mark my words. You know, I do think I have heart failure scheduled for then, so we'll see what happens. Tea drinkers, what's your favorite tea? Earl Grey, chamomile, Southern iced tea, chai, black tea. Is that the same as like black coffee? I've heard similar things. Vanilla chai, peppermint. I mean, you gotta put cream in it, otherwise it's just peppermint water. Ugh. Matcha. I have no clue what matcha is other than it's like green, I think. What is the most effective psychology trick you use? When someone asks me a question or comes to me for advice, I ask them what they think. 9 out of 10 times, they solve their own problem. In an argument, find a common point to agree upon and get them in to believe you are in the same team and then make your own point. One of the most effective psychology tricks I use is the door in the face technique. This technique involves making a request that is likely to be rejected, followed by a more reasonable request. By making a request that is likely to be rejected first, the other person is more likely to agree to the second, more reasonable request. Adding the extra fake cough when calling in sick. I mean, you gotta get the little details in there, the little flavor splashes to make it feel real. I never ask, "Are you thirsty? What would you like?" I say, "Tea or coffee for you." Usually in the first case, people refuse the drink, and in the second case, 100% will choose the drink. I just want you to know I personally have no problem with you being at this party. That's just evil, I feel like. That's just mean. While you are speaking to someone, nonchalantly start handing them things. They will take every object you offer, even when it's clear they don't want it. That's how I got engaged. Yes, we love to see entrapment. Suppressing negative feelings. That's not a good trick. When my wife complains about her day, I try to just STFU and listen. She rarely needs a solution, just a willing ear. I'd say that's pretty true for a lot of people. A lot of people just want you to listen to them, not try and solve them. What is your earworm song today? Or even this week? Master of Puppets by Metallica. Two possible conclusions from this. A, you're really cool, or B, you're trendy and you like Stranger Things. I've had Last Christmas stuck in here for a week and it won't stop. Someone please make it stop. Well, that's why you just gotta give it away. Like my heart I gave you last Christmas. Mine is Unholy by Sam Smith. It's stuck in my head like crazy. Video is pretty crazy too. I want it out. It's been days, LOL. I'm glad that song finally got out of my TikTok feed cause I just can't stand it. I Made You Look. This one is in my head currently. Damn TikTok videos. There are so many songs that pop up on TikTok that become trendy and it's like, why this one? Why this one? It's not good. Mommy don't know, daddy's getting hot. At the body shop, doing something unholy. Such an earworm, on repeat all week inside my brain. Please stop, you're gonna incept it into mine and I'm not gonna be able to stop thinking about it and I don't want to think about it. Passenger, Let Her Go. Surprised to hear this one, you don't see many Passenger fans. Which simple childhood joy do you wish you could experience again? Climbing up a door frame. You could still try that, you just won't get very far. Lack of responsibility. Ugh, you and me both, sister. The ice cream truck jingle being the epitome of excitement and urgency. Now when I hear it, it just instills fear because I don't know where it is. I never know where they are. Honestly, the genuine protection you would feel. Once you get old enough, it all goes and whatever happens to you happens. Not a thing you can do about it, then fend for yourself. And the more sure it happens, the less energy you have to defend yourself. Christmas morning. It really does suck that as you get older, Christmas kind of just loses that magic for time to move slowly again. It is strange how as a kid, your perception of time is really slowed down, but when you're an adult, it feels like you have no time to do anything at all. Not needing to work. Well, I mean, as a kid, work is different because it's homework. homework, it's school, it's meh. Play Plurble Place on my grandparents' computer. I don't know if that's a real thing or not, but I'm just mad that you said 3 PL words in a row. What toxic behaviors do you see in yourself but have a hard time controlling? I always try to sympathize with others, but feel like I just make the conversations always about me. My need to control things. If someone close to me is going through something that should be their problem, I feel like I have to fix it and make it work the way I think it should go. Overeating. It's a struggle for sure. I get irritable/angry when I'm anxious. I try hard not to, but goddamn, anxiety is strong. Interrupting. I will literally forget everything if I don't say it immediately. I try so hard to not interrupt, but somehow my brain won't let me. My ego. Sometimes I drive and act like the rules don't apply to me, but gosh darn, will I get effing bent when someone else does what I have done before. I don't really ever message my friends first. I'm great at manipulating others. I'm also great at hiding it and controlling it. I'm also a control freak, but this one I can't let go of. It's too risky. That seems like a red flag to say you're great at manipulating people. What should every person experience at least once in their life? Accidentally dropping something fragile but catching it before it breaks. That's a high I strive for daily. Speaking directly into a box fan. Nothing really gives you the same experience. Having some sort of pet. The feeling of them loving you forever is priceless. Go to a beach and dip your feet in the water. Yeah, but I don't like the sand. I can't stand the beach. The sand, it's rough and coarse. It gets everywhere. Traveling to a different country. Definitely easier said than done, but if you can do it, definitely try because it does give you a new perspective on how you see the world. Really good tea. I guess I haven't had really good tea before because I don't get this. Asking out their crush in person. Look, I'll do it when I feel comfortable, okay? And if that's on my deathbed, then so be it. What is your opinion of self-checkout? Personally, it's absolutely my favorite way because then I don't have to talk to anyone, no uncomfortable small talk with an employee. It helps fulfill my need of avoiding human interaction. See, now they get it. Helps sometimes, but sometimes I feel I have too many to hold up a self-checkout, so I go through a cashier. Those people with 273 items in a self-checkout annoy the hell out of me. I prefer it mostly, but it would be better if it worked properly. Half the time you're there waiting on staff to fix something when it starts beeping. Same thing when you're trying to buy alcohol, you have to wait for an employee to walk over and then check your ID, push their numbers in and all that, when I feel like you could just scan the back of your ID and move on. As long as it's working, I've no problem with it. Can't stand it. Bill Burr had a perfect bit on this, basically saying, when did I get a job at the supermarket? The self-checkout lanes work okay if I have like 1 or 2 things. Other than that, they are slower, lines take longer, almost always some issue I have to wait for someone to come and override. I never go to self-checkout if I can help it. I'm also an extrovert, so the interaction with employees is something I enjoy, so that isn't a bother to me like I noticed it is to other commenters. Definitely helps to be an extrovert because then you have a reason to go talk to employees. Every time I use it, it always errors out and needs to wait for an attendant to come and reset it. Rather just avoid eye contact and say, hi, paper, credit, to the actual cashiers. Where do you find the most joy in life? As lame as it might sound, it's really just looking at my dog. He's just so silly and goofy and I love him. When I'm asleep. Relatable AF. Outside. Preferably in a woodsy type area or nature area. Dressed well for weather. Feels kind of redundant to say nature area because woodsy is nature and also being outside is nature. So, when I'm watching, reading, or listening to something and I stop thinking about anything else. When I ride my horse and in my coin collection. I don't think you should be riding a horse into your coin collection. I mean, just think of how much the value is going to depreciate. Good music and a good night's sleep. At the library, in a comfy armchair drinking coffee. Preferably reading Twilight or Harry Potter. Don't judge me. Twilight kind of slaps. Because I'm dumb and I don't read, I need someone to tell me. In the movie when Jacob says, Bella, where have you been, Loca? Is that real? Is that in the book? What's an underrated TV show that doesn't get the attention it needs? Inside Job is both hilarious and insightful. It's an animated comedy about the people that work in the shadowy deep state government. Loads of jokes about conspiracy theories and lizard people. What We Do in the Shadows. Oh, such a good show. So funny, so weird, and it plays with a lot more ideas than the movie had time allowed for it. Dark is very good. I don't think I've ever heard of it, but I know that I'm scared of it. Inside Job. It is a Netflix OG series. Russian Doll. This is another Netflix original, but definitely check it out. It's kind of like a weird Groundhog's Day situation, it's fun. White Lotus. I wouldn't call a show that swept the Emmys underrated. White Lotus is the best show on TV right now. I'm so happy season 2 is still such high quality and interesting. Yeah, a little weird to say it's underrated, but I do need to check it out still. Moonlight, the TV series, starring Alex O'Loughlin, Russian Doll, and Fleabag. Amazing shows, both amazing character development and story. Russian Doll is available on Netflix and Fleabag on Amazon Prime Video. If you're looking for a short show to watch, definitely check out Fleabag because it's short episodes, about 30 minutes, and 6 episodes per season with only 2 seasons. Really easy to watch. What is your opinion on open relationships? I don't think there's anything wrong with being in an open relationship or even polyamorous, so long as there is direct and clear communication with each party involved. I want nothing to do with it. Pretty harsh of you to say unless you've had a bad experience in the past. I think Tobias EmKay said it the best. No, it never works. These people somehow delude themselves into thinking it might, but it might work for us. I'm good. One wife is almost more than I can handle, and I'm not about to bring another guy in when I barely get sex as it is. Something doesn't sit right with me when you're saying get sex, like there's like an entitlement there. As a poly person, here is my take. In an existing relationship, your partner wants to see other people but is afraid of being alone. Your relationship is over. In a new relationship, love is love, and it's good to establish boundaries that work for all sides. If it doesn't work for you, then don't sign up for pain. If it's between 2 consenting adults, then it's totally fine. The issue is most open relationships are one-sided and never actually discussed. Can be fun as long as everyone involved is aware and open and honest. You are gifted $1,000 USD to buy something completely frivolous and non-essential to everyday life. What do you buy? New graphics card. I like where your head's at, but even with $1,000, you can't really get one of the big beefy ones. The new 4080s are like $12,000. A holiday or a weekend away? I like this answer. It's a lot more open than just buying a thing. A bunch of food and beer so I can have a fun party just because I had the cash. Switch. Like a light switch? Or you gotta be more specific here. Come on. More Lego. So what, that means you get like 2 new box sets? A Dyson hairdryer. They make those? I thought they were just like vacuums and fans. I mean, I guess a hairdryer is a fan, huh? A bunch of really fancy food ingredients. Now don't be like me, please actually use them. A really nice pair of headphones. That's actually a good point. I have some pretty good headphones now, but I could do with an upgrade. Funk it. Taylor Swift tickets. You sure $1,000 will cover it? No, it will not. I went to a coffee shop and they had a machine that put a plastic sealed lid over your cup. I have no idea what I'd do with it, but I need one. What's a weird song you like? Pepper by Butthole Surfers. Also, Pink Guy has bangers such as STFU and Rice Balls. It's still really interesting to see Joji fans now realizing that he was Filthy Frank in Pink Guy. The Saga Begins by Weird Al. Ween, Push the Lil Daisies and Make Them Come Up. Such a weird song and video, but catchy. First time I ever heard it was watching Beavis and Butthead. They hated it, of course. They're Coming to Take Me Away by Napoleon the 14th. Seabat. It's low-key fire. No! I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts. Fiddle-dee-dee. After 20 years, I've been getting back into Limp Bizkit. It's just what I need in my life right now. I'll bring back the 90s by force if I have to. Moo by Doja Cat. My ex showed me this at a really good time in our relationship, so it's pretty nostalgic. It is a weird song though, an even weirder music video. Doja Cat is a weirdo, so that makes sense. Which country do you never think about? I mean, if I never think about it, then why would I know the name of it? Oh, honey, I'm American. You can't imagine how many countries I don't even know exist. Those 3 countries just above Brazil, the Guianas. No one knows what's there. It's terra incognita, hic sunt draconis. I don't think I said those words right, but oh well. Burkina Faso. La Ti Do. If you know, you know. It's really sad how this is the thing that made my day. Look, if I knew, I would know, but I don't. Singapore? I'm Singaporean, and hear a lot of Americans say we are China and should not be associated with. Yeah, disclaimer, Americans, we're not smart. I can say that because I am one of them, and I am definitely not smart. East Timor, I think. I never heard about it. Nepal. Weirdly, I know the name. I don't know anything about it. Why do you think some people are unable to socialize? Past bullying, fear of judgment, and trauma. Yeah, that'll do it. It's a skill some never developed for one reason or another because people are tiring and emotionally draining. Also, part of socializing is sharing about yourself. Sharing information about yourself sets you up for it to be used against you. I don't understand small talk, and I hate that so many people socialize by telling me all about their health problems or marital problems. I seriously don't care. Too much stimulus. Human beings are so tiring. Honestly, it gets pretty tiring to talk, so let me just sit there in silence, please. What's a movie that's so bad it's good? Velocipaster. I mean, with a movie like that, you really can't expect much, so it's just fun to laugh at. Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. That movie's not bad. I mean, it's goofy, but it's not bad. Dude, Where's My Car? I remember liking this movie a lot when I was younger. I need to rewatch it because I know it can't be that good. The 2006 Wicker Man with Nicolas Cage. First time I watched it, I laughed nearly non-stop throughout. Every shark movie since Jaws, Two-Headed Shark Attack, Sharknado, all 7 of them, and Sand Sharks are a few examples. I always forget how many Sharknados they've made. The Room is the undisputed GOAT of so bad it's good. Space Jam 2 and Shark Tale. At some point I'm gonna have to see Space Jam 2. I don't know. I don't wanna. Almost anything with Nick Cage. Aw, come on, National Treasure's good. What's the greatest lie ever told? Jesus' birthday is on the 25th of December. It's literally the most successful marketing gimmick ever, overshadowing the celebration of the winter solstice that scores of civilizations have been celebrating for centuries. The wealth will trickle down. Wealth only trickles down if billionaires and millionaires aren't hoarding the money. I will be there in 5 minutes. This roughly translates into I'll be there when I get there. The Virgin Mary. My favorite idea is that Christianity's all based on a lie gone so wrong because Mary just wanted to lie about going to the bone zone. Money doesn't grow on trees. I mean, it technically does since it's like paper or whatever, but When my mom told me I'd be a handsome man. Aw, I'm sure you look just fine. I'm fine. Never believe someone when they say that. Never believe them. What popular movie have you never seen? With you guys as my witness, apparently a lot of movies. The Godfather. Yeah, still haven't seen that one. Harry Potter series. Ditto. Not one of them. Zero interest. Same. Not a single one of them. Okay, now all of the Harry Potters I've seen quite a few times, so I guess I win? Every single Marvel movie. Okay, but you've had to have seen at least one of them. Come on now. 2001 Space Odyssey. That's another one I still haven't seen. I need to do it soon. I'm sorry, okay? Titanic. At first, I just didn't get around to seeing it. After a while, there seemed to be so much hype that I didn't want to see it. It is really good though. Like, I'd give it a shot. Black Panther. I did see Black Panther and it had some issues. I guess I need to go see Wakanda Forever now. Scarface. Yet another that I have not seen. Anything in the Star Wars or Harry Potter franchises. Well, fix it. What are you addicted to? Unfortunately, nicotine. Staying up way too late. I guess that could be an addiction. Making up the worst scenarios in my head. Yeah, I do tend to do that where I make a fake argument and get mad about it. My phone. Yep, I walk around staring at this thing from the moment I wake up to the moment I close my eyes. I really need to separate myself from it somehow. The saddest part is that I see my wife doing the same thing now when she used to get annoyed with me about it. Sometimes I worry that my kids will only remember me with my face tilted downwards. It's good to be aware of your screen time and how much you're staying on it, but don't say that boomer stuff like, oh, my kids won't remember my face. Like, come on now. Sugar and caffeine. Hopelessly looking for distractions from the crushing reality of my life. Well, that's just how everybody manages. I pick at my skin compulsively. I do this too around my nails. No idea why, but my sister does it too. Neither of us knew each other did it until recently. Kind of weird. PSA, don't pick your acne on your face. You do get scars. I'm starting to see them on myself and oh man. Binge eating. I kind of have the same problem, so what I do normally is just drink a lot of water. Hot buttered sourdough toast. Oh, now I'm feeling hungry. Time to drink some water. Video games. I love that. Solitude. It is nice, but only in like sparing bits because if you're left alone too long, then you just go crazy. Pad Thai. You should try Pad See Ew. I don't know if this is a joke or not. I don't really eat Pad Thai, so if this is like a joke on Pad Thai gross, then I don't know. Endless scrolling. Absorb all the useless information. Look, somebody has to, and if you're gonna be that guy, then go for it. What's the worst mistake you've seen someone do in their job? Saw a guy get zapped pretty bad when he stuck a tool in the wrong place on a big dryer at a hotel where I worked. We had asked him if he should cut the power shower first, and he said, nah, don't need to. For a moment after, we thought he was dead. I didn't see it in person, but there was a video I saw on Reddit fairly recently where somebody emptied the used deep fryer oil into a plastic bucket. Needless to say, it didn't hold. I can understand making a mistake like that, but ooh, that's gotta be a bummer. Dummy failed to clear his 9mm firearm before cleaning it, accidentally shooting himself in the hand. Merely second lieutenant matters. Dude gave the signal that he was done working on a forge. Then he put his arm in to check something. His robot arm is pretty cool though. Once I served drinks to a little girl and her mom. I accidentally got them mixed up. The mom ordered a mixed drink with bourbon and the daughter said her drink tasted funny. Oh buddy, that's a big yikes. A guy I worked with got fired from his $120K a year job because he was stealing juice from the stockroom. Okay, but what kind of juice? Like apple? Because then I get it. An IT worker once sent an advisory to the entire company about an email several people had received with a malware link. She did so by forwarding the actual email with the link. Oh no. Oh. It's me. I'm the idiot. I was a busser in a busy restaurant when I was 18, and I managed to dump an entire full bus tub onto a little girl. You know when you drop something and try to catch it with your foot? Well, I was working in a kitchen and this guy dropped his chef knife and fucking kicked it at me. And then you had to go home to change your pants, right? What is something that's been on your to-do list for a long time? Get a cat. But my financial situation is garbage for the time being, so I'm not going to be irresponsible to a little critter. Very good. I like your reasoning. Ask a woman out in person. To start thinking about myself more often, without caring what other people think. It sounds so easy when typing or thinking, but so hard to actually do it. Catch a giant sturgeon. It ain't a good morning unless I'm fishing. The local beach fishing competition. Every year I get amped up for it, and every year something comes up and it doesn't happen. Seeing the Northern Lights. I really want to go see the Northern Lights. It's just so hard to comprehend it happening. I need to see it for myself. Beat Minecraft with my friend. 1. Write a full to-do list. 2. Stop procrastinating. Help as many people as I can before I die. Only thing on my to-do list. It's very selfless of you. I appreciate that. Left-handed people, what is the most inconvenient thing to do built for right hands? Writing in general. Get ink and lead on my hand all the time. Eating in close proximity to someone who is right-handed. Always have to orient myself at the table accordingly. Can openers. You really don't think about how many things are only made for right-handed people. Middle school desks had armrests for right-handed people. That makes me think of the weird thing a certain sect of Christianity would do where they would whip your hand if you were writing left-handed because it was the sign of the devil or something. A lot of, if not most, power tools are designed to be safely used by right-handed people. So I either have to do some sketchy, unsafe stuff for proper results or gamble on doing it right-handed. Me personally, I dislike spiral notebooks. It messes up my handwriting and leaves marks on my hand from trying to balance and write. Trying to use those pie server spatulas with the serrated edge only on one side. Those big ladles for punch bowls too. Using a mouse. It's annoying to be forced to play using the right hand. Okay, but what is the alternative for left-handed gaming? Like, do you put the mouse on the left side of the keyboard and slide the keyboard all the way to the right? Like, I don't get it. Not the most annoying thing, but I do get annoyed when mugs aren't decorated on both sides. You know, I actually fully agree with this. Some mugs just aren't as fun. How old does someone have to be considered old in your opinion? As I keep getting older, it's starting to get blurrier. Someone said if you fall over in public and people laugh, you're still young. If they rush to your help, you're old. Weirdly a good metric. Older than my parents. I realized I use them as a benchmark for older people often. ETA, they are mid-60s. 10 years older than me. Double your age. Mine or yours? Give me a number. Or is it 2 times for anyone? Anyone's. Say I'm 10. A 20-year-old would look so old. Say I'm 30. 60 would look so far away and old. Say I'm 50. 100 is so old, no way I'll get there. That's my opinion at least. I think it's conditional. I know people who are in their late 60s and early 70s who are in phenomenal shape and health. They are active and energetic. I also know some who are in their 50s who feel like they won't make it another day. Genetics, a healthy lifestyle, among other things, play a role. Even mentality is part of the equation. At least one day older than me. You start getting senior discounts. Well, that's like an easily trackable thing. That would be around like 55 to 60s, I think. If money was not an issue, what would you do right now? Maybe I'd try and start a TV show. I don't know exactly what yet. I've got a few ideas, but Leave work. It does sound very liberating just just to up and leave work during the middle of your shift? Hike the Appalachian Trail. Hiking does sound like a good option. Move out from my parents' house so I can boink in peace. Buy a home. That's actually pretty smart because then you won't have to worry about money later. I'd wake up from my nice cozy bed, walk to the kitchen and have a cup of coffee and just relax outside on my porch and watch the sun come up. You know, money doesn't factor into your ability to do that. You can just wake up early and do that. Not work for a week or a month. I'm so exhausted. Go to somewhere warm. Help every single person I come across, no matter how small of a story. Everybody deserves a cut if it's unlimited. Never tell them my name nor let them see you in my face. Just let them know there is love in this world. Probably scroll Reddit. Well, that's just a waste, I would say. Cry for a different reason, I guess. Hopefully it's joy. I'd order groceries. Might even DoorDash something. Whoa, okay, big spender. You're gonna DoorDash something? What's the best Christmas movie of all time? Muppet Christmas Carol. Really, anything the Muppets do is great. How the Grinch Stole Christmas, 1966. There is a certain charm to the animated one, but I mean, you know, you gotta give it up to Jim Carrey. Klaus. For a new Christmas movie, oh my god, it's so good. Home Alone 1 and 2. Just perfect movies. The Last Holiday. Can't say I've heard of it. It's a Wonderful Life. I haven't seen this one, but I've heard it's pretty sad, isn't it? Gremlins. It is technically a Christmas movie. Can't believe this hasn't been said already. White Christmas. I'm not really a fan of classic old movies of this vein, but at some point in my adult life, I became completely attached to this movie. It's just so perfect all the way around. You laugh, you cry, the music and dancing are off the charts. So many great one-liners too. A Christmas Story. You really can't beat the classics. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I used to watch this one every single Christmas, and I haven't watched it in quite a while. Bad Santa. Definitely great for people who aren't really into all the mushy, cheerful, wholesome Christmas stuff. Home Alone. I still cringe when he steps on the nail. What kind of people's mindsets outright infuriate you? When people are so sure of themselves and they refuse to listen to any criticism at all. Willful ignorance, crab mentality, generally dishonest people, liars, cheaters, grifters, that they can't look at the entire situation from all points of view, just stuck on their own. Ignorance plus arrogance. Entitlement. You are owed nothing in this world. Unfortunately, that is the way it is.
You don't have a right to speak about X until you experience X yourself.
Bro, that's like basis of success of humanity. Learning from other people's experiences. Like, do you think we learn history for nothing? Like, come on. I went through it, so you do as well. It's just crazy because you'd think people would want the betterment of humanity instead of you have to suffer like I did when someone is overconfident and completely wrong at the same time. You can't do anything to convince them otherwise either. Anti-intellectualism. I grew up in that sort of environment, school, not home, and it was awful to be bullied for simply wanting to learn and do well at school. People who value materialism seriously, like judging someone over sneakers or clothes, cut it out please. Putting people through trauma just because you were traumatized and then gaslighting them by saying, I turned out just fine. No, you didn't. Anyone who believes in free speech, but only if the person speaking is saying something they agree with. Otherwise, they should be silenced, crucified, and canceled. Do know that hate speech shouldn't really be included in free speech if it is inciting violence. People who believe that you don't have to be kind/considerate of people in service industries because it's their job. Why do so many adults bask in not having to display basic human decency? It's disturbing, TBH. Bigotry, arrogance, lack of compassion/empathy. The mindset that your problems are superior to that of others because you think you've been through more than them. At least on a day-to-day basis, you do not know what everybody's going through, so don't minimize somebody's issues. Blind trust in authority/governing bodies. Definitely weird energy for sure. Toxic positivity. Not everything is sunshine and rainbows. You really do not need to like everything or everyone that's ever existed. You do not need to see the best in everything. Sometimes it just plain sucks. While it's kind of true, it's a little too Debbie Downer for me. And just like that, we're at the end of this video. Thank you guys so much once again for watching. My name has been Brandon, and I will talk to you some other day. Bye!